Just recently, I just had the strongest impression to just be praying for my neighbor. And so I was just praying for her, and the strongest feeling came over me that she needed her own set of scriptures. Now, I don't know her backstory. I don't know what's happening in her life or if she was even raised in the gospel, but I had a strong feeling that she needed her own scriptures and they needed to say her name on them. And so I didn't know how to do it. I just barely got them last week. So what I did is I just got on the internet and on church archives and looked at pictures and art. And I went through and I picked my favorite stories and I printed out small little pictures and I put them all throughout the scriptures. So when they open up to Genesis and see Moses, they know that that's the story of Moses. When they go to the first vision, they see Joseph Smith and two images, two beings, these beautiful beings. What is this about? Maybe I should read it. We all love picture books. So it took me a good day probably to put them throughout the scriptures, but my kids loved it. They were going through the scriptures with me. Mom, where does this story fit in? Where is this picture? And it just was so worthwhile. And I went and took them to her and they loved them. And yet they didn't come to church, but I walked away saying, it's in your hands, Heavenly Father. I did my part. And I just feel good about that was their story. So whether they read them, it's on their terms, but I did all that I could for them. And I still pray for them. So I just know that Heavenly Father specifies exactly what those people need. And maybe it doesn't make sense. I've taken pictures of Christ to people that I didn't see a picture of Christ in their home and it just came to me. And I thought they will never hang that up. I drove by and through the blinds, I saw that picture hanging. So I think we just need to remember that through prayer, if we listen, He'll tell us exactly how they need to be succored and loved. And so that's just my testimony of missionary work.